What is up, guys? It is Jordy with Backdoor Fantasy Sports, and it is just me today. Russo, I got him sick through the camera. Nah, he's not feeling great today. He's barely got a voice. It's that time of year where me and him, we're both Valley boys from Arizona, so we get beat up by allergies pretty bad around this time of year. So keep him in your prayers. He's doing fine. He's just got, basically what I'm just getting over. It's like that nasty cold this time of year. So, unfortunate, really sucks for him. He's awesome in these videos, so we're definitely gonna miss him. So yeah, keep him in your prayers. Like I said, he's fine, just needs his voice back. But I've got 4 NFL plays for you guys. I've actually made a 6-man, so I'm going to show you all of them, but I've got 4 that I feel really good about, so I'm going to talk about those with you guys. Yeah, so let's get right into that. But before we do, I want to tell you guys about our sponsors really quick. Our sponsors are really awesome and they help us keep this show running, so obviously we have to talk about them every video, which we are obliged to do because we're blessed to be sponsored by these people. It's that time of year, guys. A little give backsies. Merry Christmas, right? Christmas is in 2 days. It's pretty cool. So yeah, if you guys want to check out our sponsors, we are sponsored by Chalkboard, Underdog, not Prize Picks. Sadly, I wish they would sponsor us. We're sponsored by Underdog, Parlay Play, Better, Sleeper, and Underdog. So if you guys want to go check those out, there's a link in the description for all those below. If you use code BACKDOOR on any of those websites, they will give you a bunch of different things. So Parlay Play is going to give you 100% match up to $100 and a $5 free slip. So instead of a play, you're going to get a whole slip. It's really cool. They cover a full slip for you. It's really fun to kind of swing for the fences on that first slip. So go check that out. And we're going to throw in a free 30-day pass to our Discord when you sign up for Parlay Play using code BACKDOOR. So even more incentive to go use that code over there. That's something we're throwing in because, we want you guys to get as much benefits as you can from using our stuff. So we really appreciate you guys doing all that anyway, and liking the video. So don't forget to like the video and subscribe, guys. That helps too. We're sponsored by Better as well. So if you go use code BACKDOOR over at Better, they're going to give you a $200 deposit and a free play to help you cash your first slip. Underdog is going to give you a 100%, or I think it's a deposit match up to $1,000 in bonus cash, and they're going to give you a free play to help you cash your first slip as well over there. So a lot of fun over on Underdog. Underdog's really doing some awesome things with all their alt lines and stuff. And Sleeper, if you guys want to check them out too, use code BACKDOORFS at the end. They wouldn't let us get the full backdoor, so you got to use FS for fantasy sports at the end. And they'll give you 100% match up to $100 in a free play. They've got a lot of cool stuff running over there. I just got booted out of playoffs, sadly. I lost my matchup last night, thanks to CD Lamb and Mike Evans. CD Lamb tried his dangest, but Mike Evans had a rough game, so it was tears for me last night. But let's get into these picks, man. Hopefully I didn't forget anything. Russo's the man. He usually covers the intro. I just get to sit back and have an easy job while he talks about all the goods. So bear with me today because it's gonna be a little spotty here and there. So any hoozle, I've got Davian Wicks for over 1.5 receptions. It's gonna look a little different. Couldn't get all the screenshots and stuff together. I have a super busy day planned ahead of me. I have a million things to do before Christmas Eve tomorrow, and I have to get them done. So not gonna fly through these, but I'm gonna be very efficient. All right, so just bear with me here. Davian Wicks over 1.5 receptions is one of my plays. Honorable mention here, Cedric Wilson over 7.5 receiving yards. It looks really good. One of my other plays for sure is Josh Jacobs over 42.5 rushing yards in the first half. Romeo Dobs over 37.5 receiving yards, and Marquez Valdez-Scantling over 17.5 longest reception. That's my official plays. Another honorable mention I'm throwing in there is just Kendre Miller's 51.5 rushing yards. I think he's going to have to get that done. So honorable mention there for Kendre. But yeah, that's 6 plays. 4 that I'm for sure giving you guys I feel really good about that I'm going to break down, but those 2 little honorable mentions I think can hit too. So let's break down Davian Wicks here. So Wicks, dude's been pretty solid. He's a little spotty, so right, like you got to be a little careful with this one, but I feel good about it. 28th in receptions allowed to wide receivers. I think the Packers are going to just go insane. I think Josh Jacobs is going to have a huge game, but I think Davian Wicks can get 2 receptions, right? Like over the last 3 games, 4, 4, and 2. Even with Christian Watson being back, he's still getting targeted. It's actually helped him. In the last head-to-head, he had 4 receptions on 5 targets. Over the year, he's done this 8 out of 14 times, so I'm not really scared of this play. Hopefully, he doesn't just put up a dud of a game, but Wicks it looks like he's finally creeping back into the game plan over the last 3 games. So if this scares you a little bit, I have 6 plays that I mentioned, so you can just skip if you want to take one of the other ones. But this is a 131, minus 131, so I'm all over this. Romeo Dobs. Let's cover this real quick. So Romeo Dobs, 37.5 receiving yards. This should be easy. Last game he went for 73. This year he's gone over this 8 out of 11 games that he's played. 29th in receiving yards allowed. The Saints defense they don't even have Marshawn Lattimore anymore, so this is an easy defense to pass on. I think all these receivers are going to eat tonight. Honestly, I think any one of them could go off. I'm just hoping the ones I picked out are the ones, because that's the problem with the Packers offense, is there's so many mouths to feed, and they run the ball 20 times a game with Jacobs, so it's a little tough to figure out which receiver is going to go off. But Romeo Dobbs, the minus 120. I feel like all these receivers are probably juiced to go over, but Dobbs, I think 37.5 is really low. They just bumped it from 37.5 to 37.5. Oh my god. So thanks, Prize Picks. That's crazy. So yeah, I feel good about that one too. So 37.5 looks really doable for Dobbs. So yeah, like I said, minus 120. So feeling good about that. MVS, he's been a consistent piece. I think he's the best receiver on their team right now, outside of like the tight ends and what they're doing. But MVS, I mean, he's been solid. I had him before Carr got hurt, man. I was loving what I was seeing, even for fantasy implications. I picked him up off the wire, and he gave me 109 and 87 back to back. So I was flexing him over Mike Evans, and he was doing great because he was scoring touchdowns too. So over the last 5 games, he's been great. I think let's see here. Is there a game he's played with Rattler? I think so. I think it was that last game. Let's see, games with player. This is a cool thing about Outlier too. If you use the link in the description below, Outlier is going to let you check this out for 7 days for free. So definitely go check it out. Let's just type his name in, my lord. Spencer Rattler. Okay, so yeah, he's played 1 game with him. Last game he had 64 receiving yards. So Rattler's throwing the ball to him. I feel good about this. He had let's see how many targets he had. 7 targets for 2 receptions, so he could go nuts tonight. So actually, I would be comfortable bumping that up to a demon play. Let's see what that looks like. 39.5, bro. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna bump that up. But the longest reception, I think, is cash money, right? So we're looking at his receiving yards right now. Let's take a look at his long. So he's hit this long in every game, right? He's a deep threat guy. Like, they brought him in because they needed a Rashid Shaheed when he went down. And MVS is that. Like, that's what he is. He's a deep threat guy. He's been a deep threat guy everywhere he's played, with the Packers, with the Chiefs, and now he's doing it with the Saints. So I think this is an easy play. 17.5 is a dream play for someone like MVS. So last matchup he didn't hit that. That was when he was in Green Bay. So whatever, or Kansas City. So take that as you will, but I think he's going to be heavily targeted tonight. With his speed, I love him to get out for an 18-yard reception. I think that's easy. It's actually his most juice play, minus 123, so definitely liking that. Jacobs' first half rushing yards. Oops, I accidentally pulled that off screen. There we go. Let me make sure that's fixed. Okay, cool. So Jacobs' first half rushing yards looks awesome. The Saints defense is awful. 24th in rushing yards allowed. If you want the full rushing yards, you can take it. It's at like 99.5 or something like that. I just think the first half, from what I've seen recently, they really try to impose their will running the ball in the first half, and then they start going a little bit more pass heavy. So I like it while the game's going to be, let's say, close. Let's say the Saints actually make this game competitive. I like Jacobs to run the ball a lot in the first half. If you look at his first half stuff, it looks really good. I mean, 42, 91, 33, 49, 73 over the last 5 games. Over the last 10, he's hit it 5 out of 10. On the year, he's only hit it 6 out of 14 games. So if you're a little scared of it, I don't mind. But like, look at this. 128 first half rushing yards against the Colts, which is a very similar matchup. The dude is just a monster. So he gets a lot of his yardage in the first half. Like you can see in this game right here, if we just go to his full rushing yards, he went for 73. In that whole game, he only went for 94. So I like the first half a lot. If you guys don't, like, he's only hit that rushing yard, the full rushing yard prop, only 5 times. So like I said, you're getting a 1 more on top of that. I just like the first half a little bit more. So I want a Jacobs prop. His touchdowns are a demon at 1.5. They're never giving you that 0.5 line. His fantasy score is at 19, which is pretty high, but he's been hitting it. If you take a look at this, let's just pull it up on here. This will be a little bit easier. If you pull this up here, he's been hitting his fantasy score pretty regularly at 5. So if you 5 straight games, and he's hit that 7 out of 14 games. So you're getting one more on top of that. That's a lot of volume to get done, though. Let's just say he gets shut down in the second half, or the first half even. Maybe I'm wrong and he goes off in the second half. If you don't have a good half, it's really going to be hard to hit that 19. If he doesn't score any touchdowns, it's really going to be hard to hit that. So he's been scoring a lot of touchdowns lately, but maybe that stops tonight. Maybe he just hits his rushing yards. I don't know, but I like the first half rushing yards. I feel safest with that. So that's my narrative. Man, he's had 265 rushing attempts this year. That is wild. So that's my narrative. That's what I'm going with. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it. So yeah, Josh Jacobs. I'll show you guys some of these honorable mentions real quick. Cedric Wilson, over his fantasy or his receiving yards, it's only set at like 7.5. This is kind of ridiculous. Let's take a look. It's kind of a long shot, but right, like maybe he hits it. If we take a look here too, let's type in games with Spencer Rattler. He's hit it in 2 out of 3 games with Spencer Rattler, right? So even in that last game, he got targeted once, but he was getting heavily targeted with Rattler. So I do like Rattler returning for him, and I think he could get this done with Rattler at the helm. I don't think Rattler's looked all that bad. I think people have been really harsh on him, but he's played really hard defenses. Like he's played Washington, Denver, Tampa Bay, like all really tough teams. Tampa Bay hung 51 on his head, so you're just playing catch up. Your defense is not even stopping toddlers at that point, so that's a tough matchup to come back from. So I think Rattler will be serviceable tonight, and I think he will get it done. It's a tough matchup for wide receivers, so like I said, that's why I really like MVS for the receiving yards tonight. I think maybe the tight ends could go off too. There's a lot of value in this game, honestly, so have fun, guys. These are my 4 plays. We really are blessed to have a community like you guys. We love you guys to death, and we appreciate you supporting our channel. It's been so much fun. Merry Christmas. I'm sure you're gonna see it more of us. We're gonna put out videos for Christmas Eve and Christmas. I'm sure they'll probably be super late night videos if we do, so you'll probably see us again tonight, or maybe just me, I don't know. But yeah, if you do, Merry Christmas. If you don't, Merry Christmas. But yeah, we're blessed to have you guys. God bless you guys, and I will see you in the next video.